My name is Tara Funk Grimm. I'm one of the artists at Inspirations Gallery in the Naples Arts District. And I'm going to show you how I started painting on a very blank white canvas. So my idea is to do a floral, and I like to kind of mess around on the canvas with the paint. These are my paints. And I use all acrylics, and some of them are a little bit more fluid than the other ones. And I also use some of these Marabou crayons. So I'm just going to start. So sometimes I always start kind of on the wet side, sort of like a watercolor. And that kind of frees me up because you can see I don't have any idea what I'm going to do here. But it's going to be somewhat of a floral. But I'm giving a little bit of water here so that when I add the paint to it, it spreads like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So I think I'm going to do sort of like hibiscus, so I'm kind of mixing my paint here, and I always mix it out on palette paper so I don't contaminate the rest of the colors, like take this into that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of warmth to it. And ooh, look at that beautiful color. I'm just going to add just a little bit of this. And so I'm just going to, just get started here. So these are my flower shapes. I'm trying to not put them all together, trying not to make them all the same size even. Or look at that, they're both the same. So let's just put a little bit there. And now I'm gonna just kind of flick around, like get this beautiful color moving a little bit and kind of dropping in. This is our watercolor technique, kind of dropping in a little bit of little paint here. Look how pretty that is. Okay, and I'm gonna move into the greens a little bit. So I add some kind of greenish with the yellowish, and I don't over mix on the palette. I kind of let the paint mix itself on the canvas. Let's see if I can get this going here. Kind of get some kind of leafy shape here. I'm using a really small brush, just kind of letting it paints mingle around a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of. So it's nice and watery. And do you see how I'm not like over mixing? As soon as you start, see how beautiful the colors are mingling by themselves. And if I start to like brush them, like willfully go you can see that I lose all the beautiful color separations that happen just on their own by the water and the paint itself. So let's just keep on going here. Oops. You can see I'm still letting the color kind of mingle on its own. And I'm going to add, see. I'm going to just add a couple little how pretty that little orange is there. Oops. So I'm kind of moving back and forth between the beautiful pinks and magentas and the orange and working around with the green. And I'm giving some little stem things just for what it's doing is these little animated strokes are really complementing the big shapes of the flowers. So let's just add. I kind of like this, so let's see if we can do that again. Let's see, get some more of this stuff here. Whoop. Sometimes these accidents are just amazing. Oh, I don't like that. get a little repeat of that. You see how pretty that blue is right there? It looks like it could go somewhere else in the painting. Oops, little drops. What's really nice about these acrylics, unlike watercolor, is that they pretty much dry the same color. They don't fade out as much as watercolor does. So let's see, I'm gonna just these are kind of the stamen pistil things of the hibiscus. Give you a little bit of right when, instead of putting it on right when it's dry, it's much more, has much more fluidity. So let's work on the green some more. Okay. Get a little dark in here. Connect over there. So that's the beginning of one of the paintings.